Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation today is Gaudi Purbi Mahalla Chautha, and it goes as follows. Eih Manua Khin na Tikai, Bahorangi, deh deh dis chal chal hade, Gur pura paya vad bhagi, Har mantra diya man na thande. राम हम सतगुर लाले कांदे रहाओ हमरे मस्तक दाग दगाना हम कर्ज गुरु बहु साडे परोपकार पुन बहु किया पाओ दुत्तर तार परादे जिनको प्रीत हृदय हर नाही तिन कूरे गाडन गांडे जियो पानी कागद बिन सजात है त्यों मन मुख गर्भ गलाडे हम जानिया कछु न जान है आगे ज्यों हर राखे त्यों ठांडे हम भूल चूक गुर कृपा तारो Jan Nanak kutre kaadai. The mind does not remain steady even for an instant. That is how this passage begins. Eih Manua Khin na Tikai, Bahorangi. It has many pleasures. Bahorangi. Deh deh this chal chal hande. This speaks to the attachments of the mind to objects of pleasure that make it wander in all 10 directions. Deh deh disha, deh this. But then the Guru says, Gur pura paya vadbhagi har mantra diya man thande. I was fortunate to find the perfect enlightener, the Guru Pura, who gave me the formula, Har mantra diya, the formula of self-knowledge, which appeased the mind, which calmed the mind down. So this is all about the mind. And in the Rahau, it says, Ram ham satgur lale kande. The idea here is that we are slaves of the Satgur. The Guru says that. What he's saying is that dedication and devotion to the Satgur is the only way to control the mind. So therefore, it requires what you might call becoming a slave to or follower, or actually acting at the behest of the Guru. Hamre mastak daag dagana. Our foreheads are branded. We've been marked. Hum karj guru bahut sade. We've accumulated a pile of debt to the Guru. What is the debt? The debt is simply the residue of our actions that stem from the ego. We are carrying what you might call karmic debt. And that simply means that we become attached to what we do, and that attachment causes further desire, and the cycle continues, and we get trapped in it. And the Satgur is the one who does paropakar pun bahu kiya to duttar tare parade. Paropakar, an act of great charity and beneficence by the Guru Enlightener. That is what enabled us to cross over to the other side, to cross over the Baut Duttar, the difficult to swim ocean of existence, suggesting that life is not a piece of cake. It's difficult. And so you need Guru guidance to be successful. But Jinko Preet Hriday Har Nahi tin kure gandan gande. Without recognition and love of the herself in our hearts, jinko preet hriday har nahi. All our relationships without that love are false pretensions. Tin kure gandan gande. They're all false pretensions. Just like water soaks the strength out of paper, self-pride saps the strength of the ego-driven manmukh. Jinko parit hriday har nahi, tin kure gandan gande. ज्यों पानी कागद बिनस जात है त्यों मनमुख गर्भ गलाडे. हम जानिया कछु न जानो. We are ignorant, unaware of the now and the thereafter. आगे ज्यों राखे त्यों ठांडे. Whatever state the heart self keeps us is acceptable. हम फूल चूक गुर कृपा तारो. Jana Nanak Kutre Kadde refers to himself as a dog at your door, at the master's door. Please have mercy and let us in, so to speak. So this passage speaks about the mind's innate tendencies. And so Manua approximates most closely to the mind in English, although the two are not exactly synonymous. Mind in English has a broader connotation, and it subsumes all mental functions, whereas man or manua mainly relates to the sense organs and motor organs and emotions such as sukh and dukh. Now, it would be interesting to know that in Gurbani, various terms are interchangeably used for the mind, such as chit, the seat of consciousness, or Hrida, Hirde, Here, the heart, Jio or Jia, which is the life principle, or even Mat, which is the intellect. So Chit embraces the idea of consciousness, awareness. Hirde denotes emotive states of the mind, and Jio, as in Sahsa Jio Malin hai, symbolic of the mind. So mat, even though considered distinct from man, as in Tithe Kadiye Surt Mat Man Buddh, at times it seems to denote the man itself. So as a specific term, man, it refers to the initial contact with objects. In other words, it refers to perception. And in each act that we do, or the mind does, that's called smriti, recall, memory, association, and uses buddhi, which is the level of deliberation. So the first verse talks about the mind's material pursuits. In this state, it is less conscious, it is not gyata, and it is more ignorant, agyani. It is less sentient, chetan, and more stupid, mood. Less discriminative, in other words, bibeki, but more stolid, it's more jad. And it is filled with egoism, ahankar, haume. And that causes it to run outwards in all directions. To do what? To annex to itself things and relations, and it does that greedily. And it's constantly shuffling between hope and desire, asa and mansa. It's fickle and scattered. And it's tossed about by doubt, sansa, and delusion, param. And it is restless, ashant. It's agitated by anxious concerns, chinta. It lives in fear and anxiety. And it is bounced about by attachments and aversions, rag, dvesh. It's capricious. It rises to the heavens at times, and at other times it sinks to a bottomless pit. Kabhu jiara ubhi charat hai, kabhu jai pyale. So in all of this, Gurbani is the mantra that the true enlightener gives us to really turn the mind back into its source. On that note, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.